Today I show you one of the strongest decks in Historic Brawl, Muldrotha, the Gravetide. Muldrotha allows us to cast permanents from our graveyard, one of each type every turn, so we might as well start milling ourselves with cards like this, and this. Most of our spells are permanents that we can reuse for their ETB triggers. We mill ourselves even more, soon enough we'll have a massive graveyard. That's when Muldrotha comes in, and it's insane. We recast our deck and we find one of these guys and win, like brutally win. Subscribe to the channel right now or not, whatever. What's up everyone, welcome back one more time. You know the deal, we play Historic Brawl and we are playing with the Muldrotha. Muldrotha, the Gravetide. It was about time we show some power on this channel. We have been playing some powerful combos, powerful cards, some junky decks. But hey, sometimes we also play to win, we play with power, and this time we are going to explore Muldrotha. So I expect that you know what Muldrotha does, but if you don't, Muldrotha is a commander that allows you to actually cast permanents from your graveyard. One of each type, but that's more often than not good enough. In this game we're going to 6, because look at this breeding pool. I will say it, video and video again, we are winning because of the lands that we're using. So good, so good, so good. So ever since I started doing videos, I might as well start improving the aesthetics, because you know they are pleasant to the eyes, so I will invest a little bit on that. Don't do that if you're just trying to play the game, but hey, they're nice looking lands. So Stitcher Supplier, key piece number 1. Fill the graveyard. So what we're trying to do is fill our graveyard as much as possible, because when Muldrotha comes in, she will have a handful of spells to use from the graveyard. The opponent is on Goshintai, so they are on the Shrines deck. Looks like they have a little bit of interaction, so I don't know if I should do anything. I can't do anything. Oh, but what I could do is, you know, we could sacrifice this Cursebound Lich, because we sack the Witch. That gives us a spell from the spell book. Torment of Scare. Oh, I like to make this play. I want to curse them. Let's curse them. All right, so we enchantment at the beginning of their upkeep. They lose 3 life unless they sack a non-land permanent or discard a card. Opponents, what are you doing? Why? Opponent answers with an Infernal Grasp on our Stitcher Supplier, which I would have paid for that to happen. I would have paid you $100 for the Stitcher Supplier to die. Alright, so Torment of Scarabs, they are cursed. Oh, Captain Sisay, huh? What is this build? Is this a combo build of Goshintai? Interesting. Alright, so Overgrown Tomb, I'm tapped. I don't want to deal with Captain Sisay. I have... If you saw the Sithis video the other day, you know how we can lose from nowhere to Sisay. Well, she needs setup, she needs mana rocks, mana dorks, but I don't want them to find any legendary spell they want. So Midhook Massacre it is, and they are under pressure because now they are taking damage from the Midhook, they are taking damage from the Torment of Scarabs, and they run a Goshintai. Ooh, nice, Tameo. Tameo means we can... So I think I want to ensure the 6th land, because if we get to 6 lands we can do plenty of stuff. For starts we can Casualties of War, we could also Muldrotha, so is it a good play to play Tameo just to grab a land from our graveyard? And I think the answer is going to be yes. I'm just paying 4 mana to draw a land. I will do it, I will do it. I will do it. So let's take a beautiful forest, and because if they don't have a massive play here, then we can set them back, because Goshintai is an enchantment. We need a creature target, land target, enchantment target, and we can deal with plenty of stuff on our turn, presumably. If they give us even an artifact, that would be amazing. Alright, so there's a creature target, and there's another enchantment target. So now we have to pick. Now we cannot kill anything. Can get rid of the Sanctum. Tamios. Alright, so we can get rid of the... Sanctum and the Goshintai. And land. So, pick a creature. We pick Goshintai. Pick an enchantment. We pick Sanctum. And do we pick the World Tree, which fixes them in the future? Or do we pick this Paras Headquarters that fixes them for white right now? And I think I want to try to mess with their mana right now. So I will pick this Paras Headquarters. That might not be the best pick, but I think it's on the short run is the best. Opponent, Torment of Scarabs, triggers. They need to... Oh, okay, so they sacrifice a shrine, which is good. Keeping them low on shrine numbers is actually good for us. Okay, another Goshintai. I'm not too scared about the red Goshintai. All Root Stain. Alright, so All Root Stain... Maybe All Root Stain Pass with Memory Lapse app is a better play than Muldrotha into the wild. Alright, so Torment of Scarabs triggers one more time. Torment of Scarabs doing so much work. Alright. They find their white source, which is awkward. Alright, so Goshintai, wait. Oh, why is in... Oh, Destiny Spinner. Wow. Alright, so Destiny Spinner prevents their creatures to be countered, so I would still want an Old Root Stain on the battlefield, but I was expecting to Memory Lapse something. Okay, so now what? Sheoldred? Yeah. Play Sheoldred. Because Sheoldred gives us immediate value. Muldrotha needs me to set up. Alright, so Torment of Scarab triggers. They are at 11 life. That's not a very big life total. They reanimate the Sanctum using the Goshintai's trigger. And they sacked both tokens to the Torment of Scarabs and the Sheoldred triggers. We are looking at our graveyard, and the question is, what are we going to reanimate? Alright, so I think here the biggest value creature is Sir Conrad and the ping that it provides, because this gives us layers of protection against removal. And now is the time for Muldrotha to come in. Yeah, let's play Big Daddy or Big Mama. What is it? Is it a woman? Is it a female? Is it a male? All right, so Muldrotha gives us all these things we can do from our graveyard. So, first order of business. Did I play a land? I'm not sure. Look at all these juicy spells. Juicy spells we can cast. Let's cast a Planeswalker, because Sir Conrad is insane if we can start pinging them with Planeswalk with that. So that required that we sacrificed the Old Root Stain to the Phyrexian Tower, but now you can see that we ping them with Conrad and we eliminate their graveyard, which is relevant because Goshintai can reanimate enchantments, so that's a relevant play. Sir Conrad triggers one more time. Torments of Scarab triggers. Sheoldred triggers. Wow, this thing is so good. I mean, this is not in the tier 1 list, Muldrotha. I think it's not a tier 1 deck, but it's right there and it's so much fun to play. I think it's also fair. Like, it's a 6 mana 6/6 that does things, but anytime that you're casting spells from your graveyard, it's amazing. So opponent is drawing 1,000,000 cards from the Sanctum of Calm Waters, and it's making 1,000,000 mana from the Sanctum of Faithful Harvest. So they have the tools and the resources to come back in this game. But we have 2 6/6s and a 5/4, and they are at 6. And we have the Midhood Massacre and Torment of Scarabs opponents with a Mirari's Wake. So their mana taps for 2. What could they have in their hands that could win them the game? They can go Shintai, reanimate Kami. Kami War? I don't know if they have the mana requirements for that. You see, the War Tree, we did not kill the War Tree, and the War Tree right now it's a forest for them. So, think destroying the... Oh, are they dead? They destroy the board, but they get pinged like for a million. They lose life, life. Bye bye, good game. We are back for more Muldroth at the Gravetide, playing up against Acererak the Archlich. So, Acererak the Archlich is an annoying deck that is trying to cast Acererak as many times as possible and set up a combo with Paradox Engine that basically goes infinite. They play Acererak, untap all their mana rocks, and they can recast him infinitely, and that means that they will go through these dungeons infinite times, and we basically lose because all of those dungeons infinitely played, they are going to win the game. So we need to make sure that we have removal for artifacts, removal for other things, other permanents. Starting with a Teacher Supplier is always great. Filling up our graveyard is our own strategy, what we are trying to do to win this game. And it's always nice that we start this way efficiently on turn number 1. So now I played the tap land because I want to have access to my fullest mana next turn. Opponent with a Dread Presence. Oh, can we kill that? We cannot kill that. Dread Presence means that every time that they play a swamp, they can shoot something for 2 or draw a card. So I think that we start battling card draw for card draw with Kaito. Kaito on the long term can be the great equalizer in these types of matchups. Alright, so you see, they play the swamp, they trigger the Dread Presence. What did they do with the Dread Presence? Kaito is phased out, so they cannot target Kaito right now. They target the ninja. Alright, so next turn we can Chupacabra, the Dread Presence, and they set up with a Phyrexian Arena. So that means what they're saying with Arena is that they don't have the required pieces in hand and they are just trying to draw into them. And the required pieces is most likely more mana rocks and a a Paradox Engine. So here we will go Chupacabra, kill the Presence, attack with Supplier, draw a card from Kaito. That's our expectation. Yeah, alright, so Dread Presence will go down unless they have like these reanimation spells. Do they? That would be annoying. Ah, just a removal spell for the Chupacabra. That's okay. We didn't need the Chupacabra on the battlefield. So we do what we wanted to do, which is attack, draw a card. A forest, a beautiful forest, so we are winning this game because of our basics. Opponent just plays snow-covered swamps. What's that? We have beautiful Boseijus, we have Planetaries, Overgrown Tombs, forests that are so crazy, and that's it. That's a combo piece. Don't get fooled by a network terminal. People can see Acererak and say, "Oh, they just play a network terminal. We are crushing them. They're just playing mana rocks." So that's what Acererak does. Acererak wants to have at least 2 or 3 mana rocks and a Paradox Engine. And when they do that, 3 mana rocks, Paradox Engine, and Acererak is an infinite loop combo, and you are going to die. So I'm happy to have a Boseiju. And I'm also happy to have a Binding of the Old Gods. And what I'm going to do here is, having a Boseiju in hand, I can safely kill a Phyrexian Arena and also be prevented of a Paradox Engine in the future because of Boseiju. So we get rid of their card draw engine and make them have to work more to find their combo pieces. All right, that's a good old Ugin the Ineffable. Are they going to kill Kaito? They are not. Interesting. So they leave us with Kaito just to make a 2-2. And we will find a triumph from the Binding of the Old Gods. And let's think about for a moment here. Can we get rid of Ugin? I don't think there's a way in our hand, right? Like, maybe the play is to... Let's create a ninja. We are going to need this ninja. And put this catacomb on the battlefield and the 6 mana. I don't want to send Muldrotha to Ugin's death. So maybe we just have to Xir Conrad, right? Like, that's the most mana efficient play we can do. Gravebreaker Lamia, put something on the graveyard. I think it's too slow. So let's be efficient. This allows us to hold Boseiju up, and Xir Conrad on the battlefield can chip away life from them and get us closer to winning the game. Make another 2-2. I'm surprised they're using Ugin that way. Oh, Chromatic Orrery. Well, you know that? You know what? That's a good enough target for Boseiju, because if that leaves, then they are going to find Paradox Engine. No questions asked. So I guess we have to deal with that and pray that they never find their combo pieces. And the other thing is that here comes the Serac. The other thing is that Binding the Old Gods is going to go to the graveyard next turn, and Muldrotha can start bringing that back. So we will have repeated removal from our graveyard. Not exactly repeat removal, because Binding sticks to the battlefield for a few turns, but it will give us access to removal spell in the future. So I think our best play here is to go attack Ugin just for the Kaito card draw. Draw a card. That's not relevant. So we need to Binding the Chromatic Orrery, but we can do... Can we do everything? I think we can do everything. We can play Muldrotha, and we need to put the Kaya's Ghost form on Muldrotha. Because maybe we could have played a land from the graveyard. That's alright. So, Boseiju, the Orrery. They cannot untap with Orrery. That gives them another land. And we will put the Kaya's Ghost form on Muldrotha, because that makes Muldrotha survive a 1 removal spell, 1 Ugin removal, and still have a Muldrotha next turn. If we untap with Muldrotha, then we are going to do crazy things. Okay, so first removal spells to Muldrotha. We declined the trigger, so make sure you always decline the trigger to put Muldrotha on the command zone, because otherwise Kai's Ghost form wouldn't have triggered there. Jesus, I have made that mistake so many times in the past. But here it is. Muldrotha is up again. Is their last card a removal spell? And here we go with the boring Acererak place. They play Acererak, they move into another room, they bounce Acererak, they play Acererak one more time. They were, wow. How can you... Jesus. Wizards design, like, how can you design a card like this? It's actually so stupid. Alright, so if you are a viewer and you are a Acererak player, that's alright. Don't take it personal, it's just I don't like it. Some people like it. Some people like the dungeon mechanic. I think it's like, meh. We could have lived without that. And Wizards, I don't think they did very well with that set. So why would you introduce that to our lives? All right, so drawing a Mox Amber here. And we have goodies in our graveyard that we can use. We can cast a land from our graveyard. Let's see, what land? Do we maximize the untapped lands that we have, or do we... Let's wait on playing the land, because we don't know what we need right now. Oh, we can do so many things. We can play Graveyard Breaker Lamia, we can cast an enchantment, a creature, so that's... Here are the decisions that we can make. So binding. First, let's get rid of these again. Ugly again. That gives us more removal for the future in binding, but we can also play a swamp. And what else? Maybe go to attacks. Put some pressure on them. Attack with a 6/6. I mean, I don't mind if they want to trade their entire board for Muldrotha. We will cast Muldrotha again next turn. They don't, alright. Put that card into their hand. We can now draw a card from Kaito. I think Kaito is what... Kaito won us this game, because Kaito on turn 3 unanswered is really powerful. And we find the Vraska, so now we can kill another permanent. Let's deal with their... We need to deal with any of these two to reduce their chances of pulling off the combo. So Mana Rocks, when you're playing against a Zerark, you might as well destroy all the Mana Rocks you can. And we can also cast a Llanowar Elves. Whoa, our board is very good. Maybe I should have prioritized the Kaya's Ghost form versus the binding, but I don't think I'm in trouble if they kill Muldrotha. Alright, so Marauder, that's perfect for us. I would have paid to do that. Sacrifice Teacher Supplier, mill ourselves a little bit more and find more action. Oh, there's a Sheoldred. That's convenient. So we have a Sheoldred for next turn. An opponent draws with the Tome of Legends and cast a Zerark. So as I mentioned, the Zerark requires 3 Mana Rocks plus a Paradox Engine, or you could do it with a Gilded Lotus. You could do it with any of those Mana Rocks that tap for more mana. Well, they will scry 3, and next turn they can go into the last room of the dungeon, and they could find something to cast for free and put us in trouble. So let's take the beautiful Breeding Pool. Look at that. I think that we won all these games just because of the lands that we run. Okay, so Muldrotha gives us access to quite some things. We have the Kaya's Ghost form for starters. We can also play Graveyard Breaker Lamia and find whatever we wanted. So many lines we could take here. So many lines. So we could put the Kaya's Ghost form on Muldrotha. Let's see. Oh, there are infinite possibilities here. She already is one. Opponent didn't want to deal with that anymore. We are going up against Goreclaw, and you know, I have a weakness for Goreclaw. It's a deck that I have played in the channel before. It's a deck that I owned in real life, and they are just trying to stomp our heads, and we are trying to just play for value. So what we need to do is we need to avoid Goreclaw early and unanswered, and Kenrith's transformation from the top of our deck is quite convenient. So we have to play this top. We have no way around playing our lands tapped. So let's establish dominance and attack for 1 using Llanowar Elves. More tap lands. So another turn where we have to play off curve. And I think I'm going to leave the Root Coil Creeper on the top, because that gets us closer to our bigger spells. And we have to trade punches. We have to go pound for pound versus Goreclaw. We're gonna let them bully us with big creatures. Wayward Swordtooth to just play another land. So yeah, next turn could be the Goreclaw turn, and they are trying. So Goreclaw reduces 2 from their 4 power creatures or more, meaning that they can jump from mana value of 4 to mana value of 8, like in one turn. So we have to be prepared for that. So Kendrith Transformation is a very good answer to them. Let's see. They might play another thing. Oh, Garruk's Uprising to draw a card. Interesting choice. So no Goreclaw. Interesting choice. And I think that if we are trading power for power, we are going to mill ourselves and put in Muldrotha, because one thing that they can't do right now is deal with Muldrotha. Their deck is based on fight spells for removal, and we have a 6/6 while they have a 5/5. So they require these spells that put a +1/+1 on the creature before fighting. And now we are ways ahead, because we can deal with Goreclaw and have a Muldrotha online. Well, maybe we should have casted a land from our graveyard, but that's okay. That's a minor detail. So Kenrith's Transformation. And we actually... Do we attack them? Opponent scoops it up. Yeah, too much difference in power. This will be our last round playing Muldrotha. And we are up against the Gitrog monster. So... this is very interesting because these are very similar tactics. Gitrog Monster is more like a landfall deck, but they have graveyard synergies, so this is kind of a classic matchup. Gitrog Monster, yeah, they are probably trying to ramp into Gitrog and just cast lands for value, or play lands for value. Let's see. We can do the typical Lotus Cobra play to accelerate the mana. And that's mana efficient in turn 2, so we will prioritize that versus Llanowar Elves. And they play a Jolrael. Okay, so what I'm looking here is at Ravenous Chupacabra, the Incubation Druid. Since they started this game, we can untap this Forsaken Crossroads and add mana with Lotus Cobra to kill this Incubation Druid. Do they have an answer? No. Alright. I like that play. Azusa. Alright, so how many lands in hand? One? Only one. Okay, so Azusa was kind of a ramp spell on its own, but now we can accelerate our mana ourselves, because we can make mana with Solemn, with Lotus Cobra, play Solemn, grab another land. This beautiful island, come here and make more mana. Not that we can use this mana, but that's alright, because we can put a Llanowar Elves. And the only problem that we have here is that we have not executed part of our strategy, which is fill the graveyard. So you can see that Muldrotha right now wouldn't be too good. And conveniently top decking a Binding the Old Gods is what we want to see, because that will go to the graveyard in a couple of turns. So deal with that. Opponent scoops it up, and yeah, we just crush people with this deck. Alright, we have reached the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed this deck. I hope you enjoyed the slider increase in power from this week. And if you did, you can go check this other video out, subscribe, leave a like, blah 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 blah.